Justin Zizix. This week on the VugCast. This week in minerals. Glowing fluorite from Texas. And collecting barite in Los Angeles. And here's your host, Justin Zizix.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the VugCast, your weekly mineral show brought to you by the-vug.com, your source for everything mineralogical online. Hey, this week we're going to have some fun fluorite from Texas that glows when it's heated up, and we'll take a trip to the seashore to Palos Verdes, California in search for fine barite crystals. Alright, well hey, but now it's time to start out with This Week in Minerals, brought to you by mineralauction.com, your source for fine minerals, available for bidding at always low starting prices. Visit mineralauctions.com for this week's exciting auctions, and let me tell you, there's some good ones on this week. Alright, well hey, this week in minerals, what we're going to talk about is Facebook. Indeed, yes, Facebook. You might consider this to be a big step for some of you out there, but if you're a mineral collector, Facebook can be a great way to network with people with common interests. On Facebook, you can join the mindat.org group, or you can even become a fan of the-vug.com. All sorts of fun things on Facebook, and right now there's several new fan pages for mineral dealer websites that have been popping up on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, check them out. We have Mineral Masterpiece, the Arkenstone, Fine Minerals International, UK Mining Ventures, Crystal Classics, Blue Cat Productions, Altamont Minerals, and just this keeps going on and on. There's tons of them on there. So check out Facebook. That's a great place to network together with other mineral collectors. And in fact, the Arkenstone is having a weekly contest you can enter to win $20 credit on mineralauctions.com. It was actually only $10 credit, but Rob Levinsky just sent me an email and said, double it. I think I'm going to make it $20 every week. So every week there's a contest on the Arkenstone fan page on Facebook for $20 in credit on mineralauctions.com. One person every week wins this $20 credit. So check out the Arkenstone fan page for a chance to win free money each week. And for instance, the question this week is extremely simple. So definitely take some time to go check out the Arkenstone fan page. It's worth $20. Alright, so now the only thing I think Facebook needs is a fan page for those stars from Minerals Live. So if you're watching this, you probably have already seen the weekly broadcast from Golden, Colorado, Minerals Live. Each Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, Richard Jackson, Steve Bailing, and Graham Sutton take us on a tour of a subject and relating specimens available for sale from the Collector's Edge. Collector'sEdge.com. The show has been going on for several weeks now, and if you haven't seen them, you have some catching up to do. You can watch all the past episodes of Minerals Live on the-vug.com in our video archive section, and they've done some really excellent episodes on subjects such as the Red Cloud Wolfenite from Arizona, and also the Sweet Home Mine rhodochrosites from Colorado. So definitely a plethora of information there, and some really fine specimens shown. So take a moment and check out the-vug.com video archive for lots of great Minerals Live videos. Okay, so I think that concludes this week in minerals. Everybody's really busy gearing up for the Denver show, so I would expect that everybody's kind of either gearing up to go there or getting everything ready to approach the show. So definitely be watching out for the Denver show coming up shortly here. Alright, now I'm going to take you to Texas, which is the place where the Llano Uplift produces many fine minerals, including some really funky fluorite that's been coming out of the rare earth mineral deposits. A fellow named Franklin Roberts from Austin has sent me 2 samples of thermoluminescent fluorite. Thermoluminescent, I hear you say? Oh, that's when a mineral gives off a UV reaction from heat instead of the standard black light. So let's check out this video to see what thermalessent fluorite looks like. Okay, so this material here, This is called, by Franklin Roberts, Badu Black, because it comes from the Badu pegmatite there in the iono uplift. And we also call this popcorn fluorite, as you'll see here in just a short minute. This fluorite, it's also called chlorophane, and the reason why the fluorite is so dark purple is because all of the radioactive minerals in the ground have been seeping into the fluorite and causing the color to change to this really dark purple. You're going to see a time-lapse video here when I flip off the lights and start heating this material up. We'll speed it up so that it doesn't take very long, but you'll see the material is going to start breaking apart and glowing several different colors. Of course, the camera could really only pick up the color coming from the fluorite. It wasn't picking up the direct coloration of it. But what happens is this material starts out as fluorescing a nice bluish white, and then as it heats up it turns into a green, and then as the green heats up and it shatters into smaller pieces, it actually turns into magenta and pink colorations and a little bit of orange. And the reason why is because there's a little bit of strontium in there, which is the mineral that's in celestite, and since that is causing a substitution in the lattice structure of the fluorite, it gives it that pink coloration. So really cool stuff. And again, popcorn fluorite, it breaks up in there, so you have to put glass over top of it. Now this stuff coming up, this is a different type of fluorite. This is from the Petric deposit, and this is much more powdery, and it only fluoresces one color when it's heated up, but it starts reacting very strongly, very rapidly, and as you can see right there, the coloration is coming in pretty strong. So this is without a black light, just in the dark, no UV light source at all, and just heated up. So heated in the dark, and you can see you got some really cool color off that. So this stuff is really, really interesting for science experiments, demonstrations, teaching aids, and I think it's really cool material. So anyway, if you'd like to possibly get a hold of a little bit of this material, you can contact Franklin Roberts via mindat.org. If you just go to Google and type in Franklin Roberts and mindat.org, you'll find his phone number in many of the Google results. And so give him a call. This material here, the popcorn fluorite, he sells this in 100-gram containers, and I believe the price on that was $25. And here is the very fine powdery Petric fluorite, and he says that it's much more rare than the Badu fluorite. And this material, for 100 grams of this, $65. So give Franklin Roberts a call if you're interested in that in that Badu, the Badu fluorite, the popcorn fluorite, or this really neat Petric fluorite. So very cool stuff. Alright, so, hey, now on to Ranchos Palos Verdes. It's the seaside peninsula off the bottom of Los Angeles, and here's a video that can be seen on rockhoundingvideos.com, a video field trip to the location. After that, we'll take a look at my personal collection of barite specimens from the beige cliffs of Ranchos Palos Verdes. Join us for a day out at the ocean cliffs of Palos Verdes, a beautiful peninsula jutting off the edge of Los Angeles. Collect barite clusters and enjoy the ocean breeze at this spectacular location just miles outside of Los Angeles. You will be amazed at the quality of specimens available right under our noses. The entire peninsula of Palos Verdes contains barite, but the spot we are showing you is one of the classic locations. Simply make your way to Palos Verdes via the 110 freeway, going to North Gaffey Street and continuing south towards the ocean. Turn right on 25th Street and make a U-turn on Hawthorne Boulevard and park in the Point Vicente parking lot. While you need to watch out around the cliffs for falling rocks, this location proves to be a popular fishing spot, and the tide pools are home to countless starfish, crabs, and colorful sea creatures.
From the parking lot, you will see a large bowl-shaped coastline cliff. The southern side has wonderful clear crystals, but they are fairly small. The northern lip of the bowl leads to a larger collecting area full of larger, thicker crystals. You can get to this location in any passenger car. The barite crystals must be freed from their matrix, so bring along a rock hammer, a medium-sized sledgehammer, as the host rock tends to be fairly hard, chisels, sunscreen, plenty of wrapping paper, and water. There is a restroom and a water fountain at the top of the hill, but there is no shade, so don't forget to bring the sunscreen. The trail heading down to the beach is well maintained, and you'll be down to the shore much faster than you will be going back up to your car. We will be showing you what the collecting is like on the northern tip of the bowl. The area from the basalt spire on down provides fantastic coastline collecting as well as fantastic material on the cliffs and weathering out of the cliffs. Here we see a boulder covered with fine crystals of barite. The boulder must have fallen off the cliff in the past couple of days. This side of the boulder had great cream-colored crystal clusters. After removal, you will need to pack them up well, as they are quite fragile. Clusters on the ground will keep the beginner collector very happy, but a little climbing around will reveal bugs with larger, thicker crystals. A little higher in the sky, the crevices reveal fresh clusters of fine crystals. Palos Verdes is a treasure box full of goodies with interesting specimens to be found everywhere. Enjoying the coastline of Palos Verdes is fun for all ages. Gypsum specimens can be found weathering out of the ground and make for interesting specimens, especially the fragile curved gypsum sprays. Even boulders of ocean-worn actinolite can be found all over the beach. We give Palos Verdes our collective thumbs up. Palos Verdes was experiencing quite a bit of construction in the 1960s, leading to amazing finds such as these. These clusters came from the building foundations, such as the Ralph's and the shopping complex at the top of the hill. All of the barite from here glows under UV light. These two specimens here were found at the location we have just showed you. Not many people will realize they are driving by a popular mineral collecting spot with boulders full of crystals along the roadside. After enjoying yet another beautiful day in Los Angeles, check out the Portuguese Bend, a fault that is under constant movement and very visible as you drive over it on your way out. Also, check out the Livingstone Quarry, home to a long-defunct barite mining operation. Just go to the end of Forestal Road off of Palos Verdes Drive on the way back to the highway. We hope you get a chance to visit this beautiful location and share our love for Palos Verdes.
Share it, people. Share it. Share the love. It's good stuff. Love the barite. Now, let me show you how much I love the barite, because I happen to have my own little collection of barite crystals from Palos Verdes, including all of these specimens that I'm about to show you here. Like this one. This is a piece that was collected while we were filming the video. So not too shabby. Nice, thick, stocky crystals. Definitely not a translucent, but a creamy color. And this one's more of a golden kind of translucent color. But what's really interesting about this one is that it's extremely long. And most of the barite crystals from there are typically very short and squat. So that one might not be too terribly impressive, but it's very long. And this one here, I had my buddy risk his life to dangle over a cliff to pluck this barite cluster out for me. And so, nice of him to give this to me. Nice paper thin wafer-like crystals, a nice formation. Cool stuff. I do think so myself. This is a really interesting piece. This came from Charlie Freed, who is a Southern California collector that recently passed away, and he used to collect in Ranchos Palos Verdes quite often, and would find nice golden material from underneath the highway, unfortunately. So that has a nice golden color to it. And here's another example of the paper thin wafer crystals that occur over by the left side, what would that be? The southern lip of the peninsula there. And as you can see, very, very thin crystals, and of course all of these glow bright under UV light. And here's another piece that I really like. This came out of Fred DeVito's collection. And this is a large flat plate of crystals, and as you can see, very thin. And how this survived being taken off the matrix, I will have no idea, because it's really definitely a very paper thin thickness specimen, as you can see here. But great crystals and nice coloration form. It's a very nice large plate of barite from Palos Verdes. And you can even see it's so thin, you can see some of the red table through it. And this is a large cluster that was collected from right around the area that we showed you in the film. This was collected by Christian Burke, and he scaled up through the cliffs and found a nice pocket of barite crystals to work. And when I originally found this spot for myself, I showed Christian where to go, and he went there and bam, plucked that specimen right out. So I was really excited. He probably found 15 or 20 good specimens like this, and this was a purchase that I made off him on eBay. So yeah, I just love the form of these things. They're really, really interesting. As you can see, there's a lot of different variation on the form on these barite crystals. Let's get some of that dust off there. Alright, this is one of my favorites. This also came out of the Fred DeVito collection, and this is a really fantastic spray of barite crystals in a kind of a arborescent kind of form spraying off there. So I really, really dig this one. And of course, this one being the most, I think impressive of the barites from Palos Verdes that I have in my collection. It's definitely small, but I mean, I just love that form. And of course, everybody wants to pick that one up first. So don't touch that one when you come over. It's fragile. And here's one of the specimens that really got me on a kick in collecting Palos Verdes barite, and that is this barite ball from a gentleman, one of the first rock shows that I went to out here in Southern California. I believe it was the Searchers club show in Anaheim. And gentleman had this and a very reasonable price on it, and I asked him, wow, where'd you get this from? This is really unique. And he said, oh, I dug this out in the 70s while they were building the Ralph's shopping center. So you know, anytime there's construction going around, you should definitely check that out. And then this is from the Livingstone Quarry, which you saw at the end of that video. And this is a plate of dolomite with double terminated small quartz crystals on the top of it. So that gives you a nice kind of array of minerals that are coming from there. So gypsum, dolomite, quartz, lots and lots of barite, and also a couple other different fun minerals. So Palos Verdes is definitely worth the trip. And while summer is officially just about over now, no more summer weekends. September doesn't count. It doesn't matter here in Southern California, because collecting here is year-round. So if you're out here in the Los Angeles area, definitely check out Ranchos Palos Verdes, because that is a fun place to collect, and as you can see, the barite from there is very diverse in form, color, and texture, and all that fun stuff. I just like Palos Verdes barite, can you tell? Alright, so anyway, I think that's it for this week's edition of the VugCast, brought to you live each week on the-vug.com. Now, I need to get back to work on the the-vug.com quarterly magazine, as well as Engineer Brandy. She has a lot of ads to create. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in this week, and join us next week for another VugCast, brought to you by the-vug.com. See you next time.